Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, as the time may be. It's wonderful to be in this third final day of our retreat. In this Dharma talk, I would like to, in a way, wrap things up, make sure that the fundamental practice is clear, and also help to point the way back to our daily lives as well. I trust over these few days you have been able to confirm for yourself that this is the way for you to go. There may still be pain, there may still be some uncertainty, some confusion, some mixed feelings. And yet it is clear to live truly, to really live this life. I don't mean in the narrow sense of Zen Buddhist practice, but rather to devote our lives to living the truth, to living what is real. Making that vow, so to speak, rousing that bodhicitta, the mind of awakening. This is the way to go. This is what I will devote my life to. Of course, this doesn't mean you have to leave your family and your job and go wandering in the mountains. You can delude yourself just as well there. No, it means here, now, and for the rest of your life, to devote yourself, whatever you are doing, whatever situation you are in, to living the truth. When you are ready to make that commitment, you have everything you need. The rest is up to you to live that out. To live in accord with that. So, for example, when we speak, when we talk with others, we don't use this as an escape or a way to simply use our own prejudices, our own discursive mind, but that our speech itself is a part of this practice. Learning to speak the truth is a part of living it. Naturally, this also means to truly listen, to truly listen. I urge you not to spend these couple of days giving yourself sincerely, humbly to the practice, and then tonight going off and bad-mouthing others or talking about how superior you are that you have done this retreat. carry this practice out into the world. Better yet, find this practice in the world. Don't bring something you realized or attained here back to the world. Find it there. Let that division that you make, that your mind makes between this practice and the other stuff, that division is not real. Confirm it for yourself. No, they're not simply the same thing. Sitting 10 or 15 hours a day is not what you will be doing tomorrow. Fine. Please live that out in your life, in your difficulties, the challenges. Here is where the practice really springs to life, comes to life, is alive in and as the world. Yes, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes humility, humbleness. I trust none of that is lacking in you. Find it here and find it out there as well. Proper practice. Proper practice allows you naturally to apply this, to work this out in the world. Yes, in the confusions, in the difficulties. If it's not alive there, it's worthless. It's less than worthless. It becomes an unhealthy escape. Work it out in the world. Work it out with your body, your breath, and your mind. Those patterns, those mental wheels, they do not come undone just because you want them to, just because you see how frustrating and defeating they are. This takes work. You have put a lot of energy into nourishing those delusions, those little patterns, that little world that you hide yourself in. Well, yes, naturally, it takes some work to undo that. Reality calls. Living truly calls, doesn't it? Because it's a little difficult? I'll tell you straight, what's difficult is living the rest of your life in that delusion. Stop deluding yourself with your delusions. See it through. Right here, right now, you have all that you need. Nothing is lacking. It's simply a question of whether you live that or not. It is up to you. The path is completely free and open on all sides. It's up to you to walk it or to go back into your little hovel, your little delusion, and sit there and think about how dissatisfied you are. Or even worse, think that you are somehow better than the others. You are the biggest no-self around. Beware, beware. Proper guidance is very helpful, but the real work must be done by each and every one of us. And we can do it. We must do it. When it gets to that point, it will be done. As long as it's a possibility. Yes, Jeff, I like that. Yes, maybe next weekend I'll even sit some more, huh? When it becomes what must be done, it will be done. Until then, you will simply chase your own tail, and you know where that leads, huh? The body in its proper posture in Zazen, huh? It doesn't have to be in full lotus, but you see how stable and steady this is. The back naturally erect, the belly open so that you can breathe fully, balanced, huh? You don't have to sit like this. If you can't, no problem. Find out the posture that works for you. This might also involve learning some hatha yoga, learning some stretches so that you can limber up. Huh? For me, this full lotus is the most comfortable posture there is. If I lie down and sleep, I'm 70. How old am I? 77? No, sorry, 67. I'm 67 years old. See what happens when you get to this age? I'm in my 68th year. In October, I'll be 68. So if I lie down for more than 4 or 5 hours, it starts to get achy. It starts to get achy lying down. But if I sit like this for hours, it doesn't get achy. I have to be careful. I've injured my knees and other parts of my body, pushing it too hard. With age, hopefully you learn a little bit of wisdom. And now I don't need to push myself. And yet the sitting has never been better, has never been more solid, has never been more seamless. But you must work this out for yourself. Your own body, your own mind, what you bring with you. We all have our past. We can dwell in it, or we can use it as fuel for the fire. We can't pretend that it's not there. No, Buddhism does not do that. Buddhism is fully aware of the conditions, sometimes translated the causes and conditions that make us what we are with this body, with this mind, perhaps with these neuroses. Yes, there are causes and conditions. And there is the undoing of those causes and conditions. The root origin, the source of that undoing is right here and now. It can be nowhere else. Being without self, here and now. Not going towards it, approaching it, getting closer, a couple of more koans. You must come from it. There is no other way. When you give yourself in proper practice, those mental habits, those bad habits that we go into over and over, they cannot maintain their hold. They're not real. They cannot maintain their hold unless we give them room, unless we, in effect, feed them. Oh, but I'm not feeding them, you think? Take a good, humble, hard look. You must see what you're doing wrong and correct it. If you simply go back and around that circle again, even though you know it leads nowhere, it is your doing, no one else's. There are causes and conditions, and there is the undoing of those causes and conditions. You must confirm for yourself. Awakening is nothing more than realizing, actualizing, manifesting that fact. All causes and conditions, as real as they are undone right here, right now. Can you deny that? All you can do is say, yes, but. There is no but. Those mental circles, that prison that we put ourselves in, it naturally dissolves. It naturally dissolves. If you are giving yourself humbly, sincerely, patiently to the practice. No, it doesn't just go like that. And yet, there's not one thing holding you back right here and right now. That heaviest of karmic obstacles, that most frustrating circle that you go in is nothing, is nothing. You must see it through for yourself. Practicing properly, those escape routes themselves, they lose their appeal. When you really see where they lead, they have no more appeal. They have no more hold on you. You're going to go in that circle again? Cause pain to yourself and others again? No, no, no. There's no greater joy than being without self. There's no greater joy. There's also no greater contentment. It is a joy, a boundless joy, which is completely at rest. Content. This is not the joy of, I got it. Oh, shit, I lost it. Oh, I got another one. That's not joy at all. That's just another form of dis-ease. True joy must be completely settled. It's obvious, isn't it? Continue giving yourself to the practice. That's all there is to do, with joy, with trust, the trust that you have. I'm not saying blindly believe, no, based on your own experience. Is it perfect? Doesn't have to be. The experience that you have, if you are sincere, humble, patient, it shows you the way to go. You don't even have to ask questions, think up conundrums, difficulties. Giving ourselves fully to this shows the way we must go. In that sense, even a guide, a teacher, as important as that is secondary. You see, you must go that path. Practicing properly, it shows you the way. It shows you the way. Yes, proper guidance is so precious. So is a sangha the community of like-minded practitioners. Okay, for most of us here, it's virtual, it's online now. Okay, let's use what we have. And I trust with Bernhard's help here, we are using it very well. And in time, we will be able to get together again physically. No, an online retreat is not the same as a physical retreat. But it is what it is, and we are making the best use of it. You people in Hungary are spoiled. I trust you realize that. To live in accord with the truth, that's all. I'm not asking you to drop your Christian or atheist beliefs and now take up the Buddhist ones, take up the Rinzai Zen beliefs. No. I'm challenging you to find the truth, what is real, under your own feet. Don't be afraid to test it, to inquire. Is it real? Is it true? Is there some place that it's not true, that it doesn't work? Test it. Test it. I challenge you to test it to the end. And then you will know without a shadow of a doubt. You see, don't you, what it is to return to the world later today or tomorrow? To return to the world. Yes, it's not the same, but it's not another world. It's not another world. Don't create divisions where there are none. You have given yourself here to this practice for several days, and we still have several hours left. Please continue making best use of this precious opportunity right up to the end. And then return safely. If you have to go somewhere, if you're not home now, if you've gone to some special place for the internet or to sit zazen, please take care, return home safely, and then do what needs to be done there. That is no less important than what you are doing here. Confirm that for yourself, and then you will see the practice continues seamlessly without a gap. Well, probably after a couple of days, you'll find yourself, as we say, coming down from that retreat high. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Don't hold on to that. Let it be what it is. Meet those challenges in the world. Maybe those emails that have piled up. You do what needs to be done. And of course, when you have time, return to zazen, sustained zazen, sitting through until it's clear as can be. Clear as the nose on your face, as we say. This is being without self.